you're working so hard at work, you're not getting promoted, you everywhere you find yourself, you go to an event, you put in the work, you still don't get results. You're just wondering, you start a business, you're not getting the customers that you need, and you're wondering, what are you doing wrong? What are you doing wrong? Now let me tell you something. There is something called likability quotient, you know and just like adaptability quotient, just like intelligence quotient, there's something called likability quotient. I didn't know about this myself um when I started, because when I go into work, I do what is like, I prioritize like mad. I do what needs to be done, just to make sure that I keep patients safe. Like, I'm a nurse by background. I prioritize, like, when I come in, no matter if you're short staff, I don't wait around. I don't go around complaining. Yeah, I might complain at the initial time, but I just get on with my job. And I had a colleague once tell me, "Oh, Lillian," when I was in endoscopy, she called me, one of the endoscopies. She said, "Lillian, I've noticed something about you." She said, "You don't even wait around, to complain like other staff. You just get some with it. Why? Why do you?" And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't make a difference. You can complain from now till tomorrow, or I start getting done what needs to be done, so we can finish early and go home." And as a mom in the UK, you whose husband, you guys are doing alternate shifts, you don't have time to mess around. All you need to do, get the job done, get home as quickly as possible, so that your family can your husband can get on with the job. I didn't understand what, and in terms of promotion, I didn't go for promotion per se, but I saw people who were not doing much being promoted. And I'm like, why would you do this? Well, this person doesn't deserve to be here. This person is the person that deserves to be here. You know, I didn't get to understand that there is something like likability quotient, that, and for the fact that you're doing the most job does not mean you're likable, does not mean you're gonna be the best, does not mean you'll be promoted. Now let me tell you where I went. I learned this. So recently I'm transitioning into a tech because I wanted to leave the nursing bedside. I got fed up, and I've had enough. I didn't want to end up being a nurse for the rest of my life. I wanted to try something else. So I was listening to people who have done it. Came across this lady, Kemi, who introduced me to Kajigo program for people who are women, basically, who are transitioning into tech. So I got that, and it was there that one of the mentors said, make sure that you're doing enough work, but spend most of your time networking and being likable. He didn't want to say, if you like, kill yourself for the job. That doesn't mean you'll be promoted. That doesn't mean, like, he didn't want to put it that plainly, but he said, make sure you're doing enough job, getting enough job done, but make sure that you spend most of the time networking and being likable, because that is what is going to get you to where you want to be. More, that was a wake up call for me. Now, after he said that, he started explaining, and one of these days, because I do my 9 to 5 while now in the project work, and I went into work. The matron of that ward, I pick up extra shift. The matron of that ward, we've been chatting. She did tell me she's going to leave to another division to be a matron for that division for some time. And so the next time I came in, they've already advertised for a new matron. And the lady that they chose, the staff within the unit were mad, because I remember when this lady was a band 5, when she started newly and working in the trust as a band 5. So it hasn't been long. People that were there before her were not given the matron position. So one of the girls, she said she didn't go for the position, but she's not happy this girl got this position. How can she get the position? She doesn't know what she's doing. She's this, she's that, she's that. And if at that point, I wasn't, I haven't attended that program and understood what the likability quotient was. I would have gotten mad myself, even though it's not my word. Carrying somebody's enemy on my head. And, she kept complaining and whining, and I just laughed. I said, have you ever heard about likability quotient? I said, because your matron loves her. Your matron adores her. That's why she got the job. Not necessarily she's the person doing the most, but she is most aligned to what your matron is hoping to achieve. And because mind you, is the matron is a white. This lady is not the same background as the matron because she wasn't a white person. So when I explained this to her, I told her, it was like, you're very hardworking, but girl, if you're looking to go ahead, you must be you need to get into that person's likability quotient sphere to even get noticed, to even get that is going to even God has favorites. And his favorites he blessed like mad. Like you see some people, they start business, there's nothing spectacular they are selling, but they are selling out, they are cashing out. Even God have favorites. You can't, it's when I begin to look back and as a Christian, I started reflecting that even God has favorites among all the people that he created. He still had his favorite. So what do you think that a human being won't have a favorite? And it really, and I decided to make this video because I watched a video yesterday of a lady screaming and shouting, how is NHS done like this? It's now becoming who to get promoted. It's now becoming this, even in corporate, is like that. Is like you have to get into the likability quotient sphere of that person. Now the question is, how do you now get into this sphere? Like before, previously when I was a bedside nurse full time, management will come and make decisions, and I'm like, I'm always the one arguing and putting, why should it be done this way? We already this, we already that. How can you know? The question you should be what you should be doing to get into the likability, it's hard. It's going to be hard. How about after the meeting or something? You can always meet your manager. Oh, how do we achieve this? In a soft tone, in a calm voice. Oh, we've seen what you've done today. How do you think we can achieve this? And that's another way to become like on social media. Me, my likability quotient is always low. I can make posts, people don't engage, And I find that people who are likable on this space, in this space, are people who are themselves with no apologies. Like the online space is different from workspace. So your likability quotient at work may not apply to your likability quotient online. So, people are like, I don't know if you've heard about Pella. I have no likeness for Pella. Like, he's not my type of cup of tea. Like, I don't. But recently, he did a wedding, and the videos keep popping up, and I'm seeing his attitude, how he behaves like a child, how he's being himself and enjoying himself. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe this guy is worth liking. So another way, you might be there feeling depressed. Nobody likes me. I don't have friends. Me, I don't have friends too. Nobody likes me. The way to get into likability quotient in this online space is to get on people's faces all the time without caring what they're saying. Like consistently being yourself online, having fun with it. No matter what you're going through, whether you're getting negative comment, it's not like me that one negative comment and I will pack up completely. I'm not doing this anymore. This is not for you. Have to get on people's faces to increase your likability quotient. Remember, your likability quotient online may not apply at work. So it's different strategies, different way. Let me know what you think of this video and if you've experienced this. And I've changed my prayer pattern and I'm like, oh my God, let me be one of your favorites, God, because even God has favorites. If this video resonates with you, put it in the comment section and tell me what you